A passenger plane accidentally sank into the ocean. Luckily, not a single drop of seawater entered the cabin, and none of the passengers were injured. But instead of feeling relieved, the passengers looked hopeless. That was because at a depth of over 100 meters, the radio no longer worked. Inside the small cabin, the oxygen level was slowly dropping. Some passengers had already fainted. Just as everyone was falling into despair, the captain brought out a signal transmitter. If they could send it to the surface, they would be able to call for help. The captain and his assistant quickly moved to the plane's door. They first shut the steel door inside the cabin, then slowly opened the outer door. They did not expect the sudden rush of seawater. The force knocked both of them over and killed the assistant on the spot. The captain was not injured, but his oxygen tank started leaking. He had no choice but to throw it away and open the package. Using all his strength, the captain managed to swim up through the 100 meters of water. He climbed onto a life raft and immediately pressed the emergency signal button. A nearby fleet, which was conducting exercises, received the signal. After confirming the location, they sent a rescue ship and successfully pulled the captain from the water. When they learned there were still people alive underwater, the commander sent a rescue team to the bottom of the sea. However, when the rescue team reached the plane, they realized that just a few divers were not enough to complete the rescue. If they opened the cabin door, the water would rush in and might hurt the passengers. So, they changed the plan. They decided to lift the plane to the surface to avoid any danger. The team went back underwater. They wrapped a sling around the bottom of the plane, attached it to a large balloon, and then connected an air hose. After everything was ready, they moved away from the plane. At the commander's signal, they turned on the air pump. The balloon filled quickly, and the plane began to rise. Soon, the nose of the plane broke through the surface. Everyone rushed to the plane. They needed to rescue the passengers quickly, because the sling was starting to tear. They pulled out the passengers one by one. Just as they finished and prepared to leave, the sling at the tail of the plane suddenly broke. A female passenger was thrown back into the plane. In that dangerous moment, the rescue team leader rushed to save her, but the plane was sinking again. The team leader brought the woman into the cockpit. He opened the hatch, pushed her out, and then jumped himself. With help from a helicopter, they both escaped safely. The passenger plane finally sank to the bottom of the ocean.